My name is Tyler Mulvey from the Rowan Television Network, and I'm joined with Joe Nichols, country superstar. Just had a new album come out a week ago.
Right.
And this was your first album with the new record label.
Red Bow Records, that's right. Our seventh album overall, seventh studio album, and it's on a good run. Got Sunny and 75 is our single out there. Just cracked top 10.
Yeah, and that song has a lot of range for you, like more so than in your past songs.
Yeah, it's a pretty progressive sound for me. It's a new kind of a direction. I'd say the album overall still kind of maintains the traditional kind of feel, but about half the record sounds like Sunny. It's just a bigger sound.
And that's not the only new thing in your life. You have that new daughter,
18
Dylan,
months
right?
old yesterday. That's right. Dylan Rivers, her name, and she's everywhere. About to drive me crazy in a good way.
Is it tough going on the road and not seeing her for an extended amount of time?
The hardest part about being on the road is missing her and my wife, and if it wasn't for them, I'd just stay on the road all the time. But that is definitely the most challenging thing about the job.
So you've been in country for a while now. You've been signed since you were 19, 4 Grammy nominations, American Country Music Awards. Is it weird seeing how country is progressing into this mainstream music, like that maybe it wasn't when you first started out?
It's not weird to me. I guess I've seen it in every other genre, so it's not surprising that country would go that way too. It's you could look at rock and roll, and it's kind of become more of a mainstream-driven thing, and people could argue that rock and roll died way back when Kurt Cobain died, or even before that when Jimi Hendrix died. But I don't know. I think big business is big business, even in music. And they kind of go where the money's at, and the money's in the mainstream. So what you're going to hear on the radio is they want to appeal to the most massive number possible. So that makes sense. There's still great quality traditional country records that aren't being played necessarily on the radio, but that people are putting out. And I think that's the benefit of what the digital world we live in nowadays, because a person can make a traditional record or a rock record, organic kind of sound that wouldn't be played on mainstream radio, but people can get it on iTunes or on Spotify or whatever. So I think that's still a good thing about the digital world we live in.
And you've been in this since 19 years old, like I said. Was it always smooth sailing? Did you always have a lot of success?
Absolutely not. No, I'd say we've had as many failures as we had success, but I think you learn most from your failures, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think the journey I've been on has been anything but predictable.
And how do you stay motivated when it isn't smooth sailing?
Prayer. That's the only thing I can say. I pray, and I don't know, sometimes it's just pure ignorance.
Sometimes that's the best way.
That's exactly right.
So like we said, country really is becoming more mainstream because of digital things, but one of the other things is a lot of rap singers are teaming up with country artists lately. What do you think about that?
I think it feels weird. I mean, I'm sure that the rap world feels weird about it too, but I mean, the more the music starts to blend, into other genres, I think the more acceptable it is. I don't have a problem with it, really. I think if it's a good record, it doesn't really matter who came together to do it. Quality is quality. But if it's really forced and it's really bad, and I can think of one in particular case that it was really bad.
You want to say what song?
No, I won't want to say what it was, but it was really bad and it didn't work. It was out for about 2 weeks, and the entire country just thumbs down. That's just a bad record, but I don't think it had anything to do with rap being involved with country. So, like I said, a good record is a good record, and people will buy it and people will play it.
Is there anyone that you're in particular looking to collaborate with, rap or any other genre of music?
Andre 3000.
Yeah?
I'm a huge fan of that guy.
You like Outkast?
I do, big time. I bought a lot of their albums, and I know that's it's weird to admit, but yeah.
Have you ever reached out to him?
No.
You should.
Maybe one of these days I will. But that would probably feel like one of those forced relationships. Like, you don't know me. I'm a really country guy, but I'm a big fan.
Hey, Mike, who knows?
Man, you never know. You're right.
So you're really into music, I can tell, but you also used to be a radio disc jockey, right?
Right.
What's it like seeing your audience now as opposed to being behind the microphone?
The money is definitely different. The money is definitely different. I got into radio because I could get closer to the music business. But it was fun playing records. It got me a lot of knowledge as far as what goes on in the programming business, as far as what goes on the radio and why it goes on the radio. So I have a little bit of a knowledge that most people wouldn't in my position. So, but it does give me also a great respect for people that have to hear the same song over and over again. It does wear on you, I'm sure.
Do you miss it at all?
No, I don't. I hear plenty of music, so I get my fill in other ways. I don't miss it at all.
So if you weren't being a country singer, what would you be doing right now, you think?
I'd be dead broke.
Yeah?
Dead broke and unemployed. I don't know. I really don't. I haven't thought about it. I guess I've always figured that no matter how much money I make at music, that's what I'll always do. And if I make a poor living, then that's what I'll just be a poor musician.
Well, luckily it didn't go that way for you.
Thankfully.
Joe Nichols, his new CD Cricket is in stores now, just dropped last week, so make sure you go get it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.